Canada races to finalize stablecoin rules before budget reveal. Why? Canada. Stablecoin. Canada is fast-tracking its own stablecoin rules to prevent a flight of capital and control to the U.S. digital dollar market, thereby defending its financial sovereignty. Journalist. Hassan Shittu. Journalist. Hassan Shittu. About author. Hassan, a cryptonews.com journalist with 6+ years of experience in Web3 journalism, brings deep knowledge across crypto, Web3 gaming, NFTs, and play-to-earn sectors. His work has appeared in Author Profile, Share, Copied, Last Updated, 54 minutes ago. Canada is moving quickly to finalize long-awaited rules for stablecoins ahead of its federal budget announcement on November 4th, as policymakers rush to keep pace with the United States and prevent a loss of financial sovereignty amid rising use of U.S. dollar-backed tokens. According to Bloomberg, government officials have spent weeks holding closed-door consultations with regulators and industry stakeholders to develop a regulatory framework for stablecoins. The rules are expected to be outlined in the upcoming budget to be presented by Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne. Officials familiar with the discussions said the government is now working toward addressing stablecoin oversight directly in the budget documents. The move comes amid growing concern from policymakers, market participants, and economists that Canada is falling behind other major economies, particularly the United States, in establishing clear rules for the stablecoin industry. Ottawa urged to act on stablecoin rules or risk losing capital to U.S. Stablecoins, cryptocurrencies pegged to traditional currencies like the U.S. dollar, have grown into a central part of the global digital payments ecosystem. They are often issued by private companies such as Tether and Circle and backed by assets like U.S. Treasury bills to maintain price stability. The United States recently passed the Genius Act, granting regulators the authority to supervise stablecoin issuers, set reserve standards, and enforce anti-money laundering rules. The new law classified compliant stablecoins as payment instruments, giving the U.S. a clear framework that the industry has widely embraced. In contrast, Canada still lacks dedicated legislation. Regulators have said stablecoins could fall under existing securities or derivatives laws, but industry experts argue they should be treated as payment instruments instead. John Ruffolo, Vice Chair of the Council of Canadian Innovators, has urged Ottawa to act swiftly, warning that inaction could push capital south of the border. Without a clear framework, he said, Canadian investors and savers may increasingly turn to U.S. stablecoins to transfer funds internationally, effectively enriching American institutions and shifting financial data and liquidity outside the country. Data from Desjardins supports that concern. Foreign exchange strategist Mirza Sheryar-Beg noted that roughly 99% of global stablecoin value is pegged to the U.S. dollar. Since the Genius Act requires issuers to hold primarily U.S. treasuries, he said, foreign adoption is fueling new and sustained demand for U.S. debt. Beg warned that widespread use of U.S. dollar stablecoins in Canada could weaken the country's monetary sovereignty and reduce the Bank of Canada's control over its money supply. The central bank itself has echoed the urgency. Ron Morrow, the Bank of Canada's Executive Director of Payments, Supervision and Oversight, said in September that Canada must weigh the merits of federal stablecoin regulation, similar to what other countries have done. Morrow warned that for stablecoins to function as real money, they must be as safe and stable as the balance in your bank account. The Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions, OSFI, has also expressed concern over the lack of regulatory clarity, calling for consistent national rules. Can new rules keep Canada competitive in the digital payments era? The absence of legislation has already begun to show economic consequences. A Desjardins report in October cautioned that Canada risks falling behind the US and Europe, both of which have implemented stablecoin frameworks. The report also linked Shopify's recent move to accept payments in USDC, a dollar-pegged stablecoin, to the growing attractiveness of US digital payment systems. While a few domestic projects, such as QCAD and CADC, have introduced Canadian dollar-backed stablecoins, their adoption remains limited due to uncertainty over compliance and licensing requirements. Tetra Trust, a regulated Canadian custodian backed by National Bank and Shopify, plans to launch its own CAD-backed stablecoin in 2026, but experts say progress will remain slow until federal rules are established. Canada's crypto adoption rate remains moderate compared to global trends. According to the Bank of Canada's most recent methods of payment report, only around 3% of Canadians used Bitcoin for transactions in 2023, while cash accounted for 20% of all purchases. E-transfers remain the country's most popular payment option, used by nearly 60% of respondents. Despite this, Canada remains an early hub for crypto infrastructure, hosting over 3,000 Bitcoin ATMs, the second largest number in the world. Institutional interest in digital assets has also grown. A 2024 KPMG survey found that 39% of Canadian institutional investors had some exposure to crypto, up from 31% in 2021. Many industry participants view regulatory clarity as key to maintaining that momentum. Coinbase, one of the world's largest exchanges, has warned that without reform, Canada risks losing its competitive edge. The federal government's fragmented regulatory structure, split between federal agencies, the Bank of Canada, OSFI, and 13 provincial securities commissions, has slowed policymaking. Advocates hope the upcoming budget will unify these efforts and provide a coherent framework for stablecoins similar to the U.S. approach. The issue also carries political weight. With an election on the horizon, the Liberal government faces pressure to demonstrate progress on financial innovation. Prime Minister-designate Mark Carney, a former Bank of England and Bank of Canada governor, has previously expressed skepticism about cryptocurrencies, though he has acknowledged in his book Values that central bank-issued digital currencies could represent the most likely future of money. Follow us on Google News. Trending news. Recommended popular crypto topics. Price predictions. XRP price prediction. Outpacing other altcoins, XRP closes week up 11.4%. Momentum building? Ripple price prediction. Is XRP about to pump as Evernorth announces $1 billion treasury plans? XRP price prediction. Why softer U.S. inflation data could accelerate run to $2.80. Microsoft's Copilot AI predicts the price of SOL, XRP, BNB by the end of October 2025. Bitcoin price prediction. Kiyosaki says path to financial freedom paved with Bitcoin. Is he right? Price analysis. XRP price prediction. Major crypto analyst warns of inevitable XRP supply shock in 2025. Is XRP about to pump? 4 days ago, by Alejandro Arich. Price analysis. Bitcoin price prediction. Analyst warns the quantum dilemma could lead to serious Bitcoin bear markets. Is BTC going down? 3 days ago, by Arslan Butt. Price analysis. Ethereum price prediction. Key weekly bounce confirms strength. Eyes crucial resistance breakout. 1 day ago, by Arslan Butt. Best crypto to buy now in October 2025. Top crypto to invest in. 3 days ago, by Alan Draper. New cryptocurrencies to invest in today. Top new crypto coins. 2 hours ago, by Inesis Tavares. 12 best crypto presales to invest in 2025. Presale crypto list. 6 hours ago, by Alan Draper. 13 new and upcoming Coinbase listings in October 2025. 4 hours ago, by Elijah Rankovich. 15 new and upcoming Binance listings in 2025. 4 hours ago, by Elijah Rankovich. The next crypto to explode in 2025. Our top picks. 5 hours ago, by Elijah Rankovich. Bitcoin, BTC, price prediction 2025 to 2030. 3 days ago, by Leon Waters. XRP, price prediction 2025, 2026 to 2030. August 29, 2025, by Eric Huffman. Ethereum price prediction 2025 to 2030. October 3, 2025, by Ben Beto.